Hey, Jonathan here. I wanted to share with you something I've been doing recently and getting more actively involved and engaged with LinkedIn. And I think if you use what I'm about to show you, I think it'll really help improve the discussion and the engagement on your site to drive traffic from a place like LinkedIn back to your blog. So here's what I did. A couple of days ago, I wrote a post, and it's got a almost a little controversial title called Top 5 Things Employment Recruiters Hate. So it's real catchy, and I actually got a lot of the ideas from a previous blog post I had read, and I added in some of my own comments and then referenced the original place where this was shared. This concept or idea was shared. And then what I did after I published it is I actually shared it, and I've showed that to you before. Basically, if you have the DigDig plugin, you can add these social share buttons on here, and then you can share using LinkedIn, and there's a few different ways that you can do that. One really effective way is by actually posting to groups. So if you're a part of groups, for instance, my LinkedIn or my blog is related to job searching. So one of the groups that I have is Indeed. Indeed.com has their own group on there, and that's a website you can go to search for jobs. It's a popular job board site, but they have their own group on LinkedIn. It's got about 25,000 members, and I can post that immediately to that LinkedIn group. It's got 25,000 members. And then let me jump over to LinkedIn. Once you share that to a number of groups, and I usually try to share it to quite a few, you have this notifications tab that's pretty new to LinkedIn more recently, and it's similar to something you'd see on Facebook, but it actually tells you, it shows you anything new. It'll, just like I have a new message here, it will show you anytime somebody likes or comments on the blog post that you shared in a group. So I've done that, and in particular, this one that I recently just talked about has initiated quite a bit of discussion over on Indeed.com's group. Let me just jump over to that. Actually, let me just jump back a second and show you why this is so powerful. So this is the actual group page for Indeed.com, and if I click on members, then you will see how many members are in this group. So there's over 26,000 members, and it's constantly growing. So if I go over to discussions, which is the page that people land on, you will see that the article that I wrote and then I shared from my site is right up here at the top under most popular discussions, because I've gotten people to comment. Most of the time what I'll do is I'll ask a question in the subject line that evokes a response. In this particular one, I just put interesting list. But in others that I've shared, I've asked specific questions. I think I have another one. Yeah, here's another one that I did. What's the main thing hiring managers are looking for? I got 4 comments so far on that one. But on this one up here, it's got a real discussion going. There's over 19 comments. So if I go over to this page, then you'll see this dialogue that's beginning to happen where people comment, I saw they commented, I answered back. And this is just building your authority and building trust with people, answering their questions, identifying with their frustrations, giving advice. And it's as simple as using Facebook. I mean, I just check it every once in a while or every couple of days and just quickly respond to it. And so think about this. Not only am I building authority as a job search expert with these people who are asking specific questions, but out of the 25,000 members that are hitting this the discussions page, they're clicking on this and coming over and reading what's going on here. And then what I try to do is always link back to my blog on every comment. I've been a little bit lazy on doing this, but now lately I've been doing that. So if someone's reading my comments, they can go check out my blog and kind of get into my funnel. So this discussion is constantly happening and evolving, and we're up to 19 so comments. Now, personally, I would love for all these comments to be on my actual blog, but I am just going to where the people are, and I'm initiating a conversation with the effort or with the goal of trying to drive them back to the blog. So if they come back to the blog, then hopefully they'll see that I've got this 30-day job search challenge that if they jump in and be a part of, I can capture an email address, things like that. Or if they can look at some of the other resources that I have on my site. So I just wanted to show that to you to, again, really help you to begin thinking. Now you may say, well, but you're in the job searching niche. Well, if you go over to groups, and I've showed this before in the past, you can search on anything. I mean, search camping, which you wouldn't think would necessarily be something that is discussed in a career professionals social networking site. But it is. There's lots of people who have joined groups on LinkedIn that relate to their hobbies or interests. So regardless of what your niche is about, your blog, I would search for groups on LinkedIn, and you might be surprised just how many that you have there. But begin sharing your post and begin getting people engaged in conversation and build that authority.